Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today I'm just here to introduce you to my tutorial for July. We are using the Let's Go Shopping stamp set and dies, and then the Lay Shops Designer Series paper. I've also brought in the Memento ink pad and then some blends, and so I've got Calypso Coral, Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and Petal Pink. So those are the colors that I used in this particular tutorial. I'm just going to show you the cards that I did and just explain a couple things. So to begin with, on this one, this is just a basic card where I cut out one of the shops in the Designer Series paper. I actually mounted that onto cardstock just to give it a little more oomph, and I added it with dimensionals. So my tutorials come and they have all the measurements and everything and directions on what to do. So this one too is also just Designer Series paper and then the stamped sentiment. But as you'll see on this one, I actually did I did some dimensionals in there. And so I cut out the shop and then I cut out an extra door. And I'm going to show you what I did at the end when I pull up this paper. But then I picked another top part for a shop and then a little planter. But you'll see that I added some dimensionals to this one and added some dimensionals to the door just to give it a little bit more. And it really is amazing the difference that those dimensionals make. This one too is a lot of just the paper, but it's also got some die cut images that I colored with the blends, some of the vines. I stamped the sentiment here, and then I just trimmed out the frame with some Balmy Blue ink. And again on this one you'll see where I cut a new awning, a door, some of these little accents on the shop, and then the chalkboard, the placard, and the planter are just all cut from Designer Series paper and added with dimensionals. And so what I did on those, let me show you here, similar anyway, but you'll see where I have this house, or this shop, and then these edges, because I've actually cut my paper 6 by 12, and that's what you'll get in your packet. I actually cut the awning off on both sides and then put it together to fit that. And it just depended on which piece of cardstock. So I think this is the one I used on this particular card. So I would have used this, and then I just added in some of the awnings from the side pieces that were actually cut off. So I really used up all of my Designer Series paper with that. Now the next projects that I'm going to show you are just stamped images that I did, and I added in some dies. So this one uses the designer paper in the background. I've stamped the image, cut it out, and then added some other images. And so these were the dies, the bench, the awning, and then the lamppost. And on the lamppost, I just colored that. I cut it out and then I colored it with a blend, so that all kind of coordinated. Pretty simple. This one is really easy. This was just a bunch of images that I stamped and colored. I love the stained glass look, and you actually could cut out these windows. They have dies to cut them out, and you could put you know, a clear envelope, or I can't remember what the paper's called that you see through. Anyway, you could actually put that in there. You could also put some vellum behind it and then stamp it to make it look like a frosted window. So there's lots you can do with that. And then the last one that I did had a lot of images that I stamped. And so I stamped the shop twice, and I stamped the upper part twice, and then filled the windows in. But you'll see here where I actually cut it. So I cut these, there's two pieces that one is flat on the card and then one is up with dimensionals. And then on this top piece, I stamped two, but then I cut this off the edge, so then lined them up. Can't really tell probably in the video, but it just makes it so I have a longer building. So you could just keep adding on. Again with the bakery, I did the bakery sign and then I colored that with blends. So the cardstock that you'll get in the cardstock that you will get in your kits will actually coordinate with all this, and so you'll get Whisper White, Calypso Coral, Granny Green, more Whisper White, Boho Blue, Petal Pink, and white, and again some Calypso Coral. So you'll get all that cardstock, the Designer Series paper, all ready to go in your kits. So if you haven't already done so, you may want to visit my website, sign up for my email list where I send out newsletters with different project ideas for the month, and also the information on my tutorials. I do a different tutorial every month, and like I said, if any order gets the tutorial, any order over $50 gets the packet of papers and cardstock and any embellishments that I may use to complete the projects in my tutorial. Thanks, and I hope you're having a great day.